If you are a son or a daughter of an immigrant family who runs a small business, you can definitely identify with spending a lot of time in the shop.
Oh, it's just hard to wake up at 4. Everybody else is asleep in the world.
Hold up, Super 5's over here, baby. Hold up, Super 5 niggas got garbage down the way. Hold up. Cash moves everything around me. It's the money.
My parents had strong work ethic. It was 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year, no days off.
Are your donuts already?
My dad woke me up 5 a.m. every Saturday morning to come in and help him.
It's hard labor. It's physical and no breaks.
I was working since I was 10.
We have the next year helping here. We don't just have kids, we have future employees.
You did it! Thank you!
Growing up with my parents, helping them out, this is the only thing I know.
When I was younger, I kind of always thought everyone owned donut shops because my parents owned donut shops. No matter how much donuts we make, it's just all gone all the time. I went to my uncle's house when I was in 5th grade. He pulled out this newspaper scrap. When I found about Ted, I was like, oh, actually, this is what our family does for business.
Uncle Ted has a very interesting reputation in our family.
I don't know much about Uncle Ted. I've only met him once.
I don't know much about him. I used to see him a lot when I was a kid.
What I heard about him is that he had a lot of money, had a lot of shops. He established a path for Cambodian refugees to actually have an opportunity in America.
I love America. I'm so proud that I live in America. I have my freedom. I can do whatever I want.
I'm not the only successful Cambodian-owned donut shop. There are many, many out there because Uncle Ted brought us here, and they are all hardworking people.
It really is about trying to understand where you've come from.
Ted Noyes shaped an entire ethnic community.
He's the legend. He's the king of donuts. In most of America, there's an average of about one donut shop for every 30,000 people. In LA, there's one donut shop for every 7,000 people.
Donuts are everywhere here. Seems like there's one in every strip mall. All originated with Ted Noyes.
I mean, 5,000 independent donut shops in California today, 90% owned by Cambodians.
Customer favorite.
And tonight's the donut. Oh. Donut.
Dunkin' Donuts found it so hard to break into the LA market that in the late 90s, they gave up. The Cambodians have that market on lock.
This is an important story. This is an exciting story. A very nuanced, so
Everybody knows it.
America's Donut King.
Ted started working in a gas station. One day he smelled this great fragrance, and he asked his coworker what it was, and his coworker said, "Oh, that's a donut shop."
I remember it was a slow night, about midnight, and there's no traffic. I run real fast, come to this window right here. I say, "Lady, I would like to buy some donuts." Say, "Okay, I sell you a dozen donuts." I fall in love with donuts from that moment that I have a bite. Donut reminded me of a cake called Nong Kong in Cambodia.
Donuts taste like a little bit of your childhood. When you're eating it and experiencing it, this nostalgic feeling. It just sticks with you throughout your adulthood.
Very tasty.
He saw that the donuts were delicious, of course, but he also saw something else, that it was the middle of the night and this donut shop was doing a brisk business.
So I asked, lady, if I can save up to $3,000, do you think I can open a donut shop like this? And she said, no, don't open your own donut shop. Just go to learn from Winchell.
Our reputation for quality, service, and cleanliness began here. This is our first Winchell's Donut House.
Well, it's been a long time, sir.
Yeah, good to see you.
Oh, very good to see you.
You're looking good.
I'm looking good.
You eat a lot of donuts, huh?
A lot of donuts. Still love me donuts.
Good.
Yeah.
What kind of donuts do you want?
Well, always my favorite one is glazed donut. Glazed donut should be okay. So beautiful. And I need one small cup of coffee. You told me in La Mirada.
La Mirada store
headquarters.
Yeah.
Remember?
After the first week in training, I knew he was going to be good because he listened to me, accepted everything. And he was very aggressive and very interested. And the donut business is not easy.
It's been 44 years now.
Yeah.
I remember that time I was only 33 years old. 33 now, I'm 77.
77, you're still a kid.
Still a kid to compare with you, 91.
Yeah.
In 1975, I feel that Winchell's training program will give me the opportunity to become somebody.
Winchell's a great place to work, to grow, and to prosper.
When I started, they asked me, Ted, what did you do in Cambodia? I said, I was a major in the army. What are you here for? Because the war, if I stayed, they would kill me.
For years, Cambodia lived on the edge of the Indochina War. Now, suddenly, it is in it.
When I see all these old towns, I remember the war. Phnom Penh is totally chaotic. Every day, every minute, there's gunfire, there's a rocket bomb. We live in hell.
We're getting so close. Sometimes we were sleeping, we had the bombing, everybody said, come down, come down.
In Cambodia, the communist forces there are the Khmer Rouge, and their goal is to overthrow the government.
My brother-in-law, he was a general in the army. He had a position.
My job is to take care of the payroll, take over the training program. We need trained soldiers to go back and fight against the communists.
They assigned him to go to Thailand. So we follow him, me and my 2 kids.
In Cambodia, enemy forces fought their way to within 10 miles of the Cambodian capital of Phnom Penh, and the U.S. B-52 bombers and helicopter gunships were called in to aid the Cambodians.
One result of the fighting has been to create a lot more Cambodian refugees.
More than 1 million people have fled Phnom Penh. Government welfare workers admit the new surge is due mostly to American bombing.
Congress has said enough of the bombing, and the president, angry and disappointed, has promised to obey the law.
The Khmer Rouge keep bombing it almost every night. I told my parents I live in Thailand, why don't you come and live with us? But they're older, so they don't want to come.
On the 15th of April, 1975, I was in Phnom Penh to collect the payroll, surrounded by Khmer Rouge. Every day, we know we are closer to fall, but we do not know when. Everybody wanted to get out, but couldn't get out. All civilian airlines stopped flying already. The only chance I can get out one plane is through the military airplane. So Sunday I received a call from an American pilot. Said, Ted, do you want to go back to see your family? My father-in-law said, son, you must leave now. When he sent me to the airport, he knew Cambodia is falling. Please take care of my daughter. See, that was the fresh in my mind. And I wait for him, and he wait that he leave. The rocket shelling everywhere. So I had to wait to see when the rocket would fall. The captain said, Ted, are you ready? Let's go.
After 5 years of fighting and 250,000 deaths, the war in Cambodia is over. What was left of Cambodia's non-communist government surrendered unconditionally today to the Khmer Rouge insurgents.
My father, we lost him. I don't know where he is. We don't hear anything from him.
From the air, the city of Phnom Penh seemed almost deserted. There was some traffic, but very little of it. We were able to see a car here and there. There were also tales of executions, none of them first-hand reports.
They closed the door and they kill people by millions. I was in Bangkok, happy with my family, but we know it's the end of it. We can never go back to the country. But then where we go?
1975, I was stationed with the 11th Marines, and I was a warrant officer at the time. On April 30th, we had gotten the word that refugees would be coming to Camp Pendleton. We all wondered where.
There were tons of refugees. I mean, you have thousands and thousands of people trying to flee for their lives. The world's looking at you for one. What were you going to do?
Gerald Ford realized that this was a crisis. They did serve us. They supported us. We have a moral obligation, if anything, to bring these people in.
But a lot of people, including the governor of California, are deeply concerned that these refugees are being brought here.
When we have 1 million people out of work, when we have our own people taxed to the hilt, I'm just very slow to just open the floodgates and say, come on in, unless we provide a way to put Americans to work.
I understand the attitude of some. We have serious economic problems. But we're a country built by immigrants. And despite our economic problems, I'm convinced that the vast majority of Americans today want these people to have another opportunity to escape the probability of death. And therefore, I applaud those who feel that way.
And once the Commander General gives an order, oh, you follow it, whether you like it or not. And that's what we did.
They had 24 hours to set up the first camp. Digging trenches, getting coats, getting blankets, getting cots, getting food, whatever they had to have.
82 of my Marines and myself, we helped construct tent camp number 5 up in Talega.
We had over 50,000 people through this base.
I can go to any country, but I choose to America because I love America.
We don't know much about America. Only some music, you know, we heard on the radio.
Well, I like a cowboy movie, you know, the cowboys, horse fighting.
They are America's newest immigrants, the first refugees, on their ways to temporary shelter at Camp Pendleton.
It's a long flight, but it's comfortable, it's okay. I just pray to Buddha to bless my family, to start a new life.
When we got here, it was like early in the morning, like 2 or 3 in the morning. It was so dark and so cold. Oh my God, I was scared really. You feel like lost, you know.
You just left your home. You left all your possessions, whatever you carried with you, that was it. Then comes Camp Pendleton and then be put in a tent on a hard cot. That's tough.
ALS went to U.S. Me and my wife, my 3 children, my nephew, and my 2 cousins. The first thing in my mind is how are we going to survive?
There are still a lot of unanswered questions about life in America. Where will they settle eventually? How will they live, raising their children in a new and unfamiliar place? But there really is no alternative. The old familiar place is home no more.
We sold all our belongings. We made like $3,000 and stuff. That's all we had.
It was very important to help the refugees to get settled and to make them feel safe. Whatever was needed, people were willing to help. And there were ads put in the radio and in the newspapers, and people answered. There was a lot of entertainment going on. Education classes to teach them English, medical services.
The kids could go out and play. I mean, all night long you could hear their little voices chirping out there. It warms your heart. It was a new life. It was a beginning.
The road may be long, but I'm sure you will find. With your diligence, you will be happy, and you will be proud to have you citizens of the United States. Thank you.
We know our life is safe. We safe. Food is a lot better. And
Food, no. Mashed potato and macaroni and this. Oh, I couldn't take it anymore.
It was SOS, what we called, shit on the shingles. You have your bread right there, you have meat, and then you have this gray matter poured over it.
No, we don't like it. Not to me, no. We just eat to survive because we don't have anything else.
I stayed in the camp for 1 month. We heard this family left camp, that family left camp, and we wonder when we'll be our turn.
The key to getting out of the refugee camp is having an American sponsor who promises at least temporary lodging. Church groups and the Red Cross are trying to find sponsors for the refugees.
Finally, this announcement that a church in Tustin will sponsor my family.
A sponsor needed to find a way to house them, get them a job, make sure that they got their kids enrolled in the school, got transportation. It's something like you would do for your own kids.
This Lutheran church in Tustin sponsor us.
Pastor Dean Bowman and his family always come and take care about our daily living. He's very, very gentle and very kind.
They put us in the church temporarily for a week. They don't have shower, right? So our sponsor, every couple of days, he took all of us to his house and take a shower there.
I don't remember coming here. I don't remember on the plane, but I remember that clearly because we were so happy. Oh, we get to go shower.
Once in a while, they invite my children and myself for barbecue and swimming at his pool.
We were so happy. Oh, so nice.
I was the custodian at the church. When I need something, I just come here to use the broom and use supply to clean the churches. I asked Dean Bowman, my sponsor, I say, I don't think I can raise my family maybe $500 a month. Then he found me another job as a gas station attendant and also salesperson at the Beer Emporium, working over 25 hours a day. We managed to do it because when you're poor, when you need something, you always make it happen.
We went to school behind the church there. I remember stealing kids' lunch.
Me too. During break time, because my parents were poor, they didn't have money, so they wouldn't send us any food. So I would go in all the lunches and take snacks, Twinkies and Ding Dongs, and eat them because I was so happy, I was so hungry, like, oh my God, this is so yummy. And then one day I got caught. Uh-oh. And they took me to the principal's office. I was so embarrassed, but, you know, we were hungry.
Everyone wants the same thing. They want the peace of mind knowing they're safe, knowing their children are safe, being able to provide and put food on the table, clothes on the back, always wanting more for your own than that you had for yourself. Cambodians were no different. Sad part about it is they lost their country. That doesn't leave you.
So for my family, American dream is very, very important. If you can achieve American dream, you can achieve any project. We know our future is going to be different, and we live in high hope.
Man, I'm so hungry, man. And I need bread. And I'm parched, huh? But man, I need to get this bread, man, for real. I need that bread, that dough. I need them donuts, dog. No total, bro. Spend them donuts,
The donut is an absolutely quintessential American food. You know, the ability to pick out your own donut. That's a great thing, and you don't forget that very quickly.
We're gonna get the donut. Humongous.
We come here after the dentist. Right after the dentist. After the dentist. We come every night to drink the best coffee in the world. And the best donuts too. Yeah.
I'm like the food porn curator. Post it at a time where you like kind of want donuts.
I'm here for my chocolate fix.
The average person eats like 3 donuts a month.
Take a look. Very efficient. I do a lot of running, a lot of exercise. Yes. I do it quick.
Thank you.
Donuts are universally loved from all people.
Would you like anything else?
That's why you can build a business with it.
I'm really donuts.
In 1955, when President Eisenhower signed the Highway Act, so you saw a proliferation of the building of highways across America.
People were going to work in their cars. In California especially, there wasn't a lot of public transportation for people to take. Urban sprawl had spread people out, so they were really on the go a lot.
And that created a demand for the portability of food. And Winchell's and the donut shop chains answered that call.
And to make the donut.
There was a fractured donut landscape in the U.S. at this time, so Dunkin' Donuts had the Northeast on lock. In California, it was really Winchell's.
Ooh, I can taste those cherries.
Go ahead, keep it up, Winchell's. 2 donuts and coffee, breakfast for a good many Americans at that time. So we had Dunkin' Donut that was coming west. So what did Mr. Winchell do? Start expanding east.
The need for qualified people at all levels is increasing daily.
Whenever you see a tremendous expansion, you need hardworking, energetic, honest people that will work in those donut shops.
Winchell hopes all of its employees become long-timers.
Winchell's training program lasts for 3 months. I learned a new skill to be a baker and to run a donut shop. After that, they give me a stop in Balboa Peninsula, Newport Beach. That day, when they turned key over for me, just excited and don't know how to describe. From the time I came to Campbellton until I get the key to open the door for the Winchell, took 6 months, very fast.
And so Ted entering that program is kind of ironic, because in some ways they trained the enemy.
When you
you walk the streets, you'll have no cares. You walk the lines and not the squares. As you go through life, make this your goal. Watch the donut, not the hole.
I'm so encouraged because I know this is my future. I got the skill. I know how to place order. I know how to control the payroll. So I think I can do very well. The first few months working, people always make fun of me because of my language.
If you don't speak any English, when people talk, you don't even understand, you know, what they say. They still talk so fast.
In 1975, when Ted lands, he lands in Orange County. Most of the people he met had never before laid eyes on a person from Cambodia. Most people didn't know any Asians.
The manager said to me, just like any place in America, people have a strong prejudice feeling.
What's happening in the hot stuff?
If a day one they don't like you, don't worry. Let Christy take at the front counter. She's so friendly and people love her.
His wife really built bridges in the community. And over time, that donut shop they had allowed them to become part of the community in a big way.
We were so happy. Now we all work together. We all helping each other.
It was donut life for us.
We go to school on a weekday and go to work on a weekend.
We were like 8 or 9 years old selling donuts. People would even ask, how old are you? 5 a.m., 6 a.m., pouring coffee, packing donuts in pink boxes.
I was the youngest one, so I didn't usually have to do a heck of a lot besides mess around.
Sometimes when it's slow, I'm bored. When I'm bored, I eat. And one day I ate 8 donuts. Like, oh my God, it was so bad. But I love donuts. Still today, I love donuts.
At the time, the plain donut was 8 cents. The cake with decoration, 10 cents. Glaze, 12 cents or 15 cents. A dozen donuts is $1.20.
Now it's like $10 a dozen.
$12.
I can't believe it. It's so crazy expensive.
But then the payroll was cheap.
We're working hard. We don't hire anybody, making good money in the family.
Asian people try to save a lot. Everything is saving. We put the $5,000 down to buy a condo in Newport Beach. I quit the job as custodian. I quit the job as the Beauty Emporium salesperson. I quit the gas attendant. When I got into donut business, I tried to save everything.
People use the stir stick, right? And then we have a container, they toss it there. So we don't throw it away. We wash it. We don't have to order again. It saves money. Well, people don't put in their mouth, right?
We appreciate the fact that you're looking out for every penny in this business. However, you've got to make sure that you take care of our guests. So we would have a chit-chat.
No, I know it's not the right way to do it. I'm so sorry.
Ted is a shrewd businessman. Another good example of that is a box.
Before we come to the picture, American people always use a white box. One day I asked a salesman, so how about we create some kind of pink box? Because pink box costs a lot less, even a dime or 2 dimes, we can save a lot of money.
He did that, he saved some on his bottom line, and now that's the iconic donut box that we all know.
Good morning to you both. Donuts, go nuts.
Accept this little going away present.
Selfie?
We need donuts.
It's good to see you. I must go. I know I'm a good run.
I really want to buy a donut shop for myself instead of working for Winchell, because I don't want to work for people for my whole life. One customer, he bought a newspaper and he circled, Ted, this one a good buy. $45,000. I bought my first private-owned donut shop, Christie, in 1976. I still running Winchell, so we have 2 shops to run, and we work double-handed. Christy support me all the way.
Sometimes I go help Ted baking from like 8 o'clock at night until the next day. And then I take care of the counter there until like 2, 3 in the afternoon till I come home. I never had a day off. No.
Right after we got the donut shop, Chiganji changed the name to Christy. My Chinese name called Bon Tek. So when I got the citizenship, I changed my name to Ted. Ted and Christy. More American.
Quite a memory. Time goes fast.
Time to make the donut.
When we start doing business, I don't even know who's a Dunkin'. I just worry about my Christie's donut.
California was kind of the epic car culture at the time. And because there were so many commuters, Dunkin' Donuts saw California as an opportunity, and they wanted to make a big push into the state.
We forayed lightly into California. We opened 1 or 2 in Santa Clara, San Mateo, and San Francisco, and then a couple in Orange County.
Donut is American breakfast. While they're driving, they bought a few donuts with coffee. So there's such big demand. Every day I look at the business opportunity. Fast food place, they always chose the prime location, close to freeway. It's perfect location for running a donut shop.
It really was this perfect time and place for someone to set out to be a donut entrepreneur, which is not like the likeliest thing to try to become. But Ted saw the opportunity and he made it work.
By 1979, I got about 25 donuts.
I took over in 1988. We built it up step by step. Some of my customers come into DK 30 years and they still say, Miss Lee, you still look good. What do you eat as a donut?
How long have you been coming here?
Oh, I would say 20, I guess.
20 years?
20 years.
Do you remember when I was little?
Yes. You and your brother?
Yeah.
Yes.
What keeps you coming back here?
It's great. I love the donuts. They're good. Very good.
We proud of this country, give us a lot of opportunity. When they first came in, we see you can make money.
This is my favorite donut.
Yeah, with bacon.
我做了35年的 donut.
He does really well. He still has a touch.
My father worked every day for 25 years. My parents did a good job providing for all of us. We all went to school, and we all got married, and pretty much, living the American dream.
San Clemente is a really, really great small community. I mean, there's lines out the door because they're so loyal to us, and they want to come and supporting us. A cinnamon roll. There you go.
You would think by now most people would know about Cambodia, would know about the genocide, would know about all the killing. But there are a lot of my customers, they approach me or I approach them talking about Cambodia. They have no clue where it is.
This place used to be a school, primary school. It's a school name called Tuol Sleng, but then they use it as a prison center. After stay 1 year in California, I have no news from my family. But when Peru took over, that's it. All communication are closed. We are in the dark. Everybody's in the dark.
From now communist Cambodia, there was little authenticated news today, no Western news reports at all, and the rest rumors and counter-rumors.
just thinking about my parents and Bonchai, my cousin, my sister, but there's nothing we can do except cry and pray for them.
Indications are emerging that the communist conquerors may be planning one of the most unusual political, social, and economic revolutions in history. That they may intend to seal off Cambodia from the outside world and inside create a completely peasant society with a virtual abandonment of the city.
When Khmer Rouge took over the country, at the beginning we feel, oh, no more war, we're so happy.
You can see the people were already out on the streets waving and cheering as Khmer Rouge arrived.
But they evacuate us to the village, and then we start to scare.
There's no warning, and we're just following people, and they're just marching lines and lines of people out of the city. It's people everywhere.
7 o'clock in the morning, they come out with all the guns and all this black clothing, and they say, everyone from the house, get out.
They said that we're coming back in 3 days. We were walking for a long time, from early morning until evening. 3 days later, we realized that it's a trick.
Every city is dead. There are no people, only a few soldiers. It's just a dead city and a dead country.
What is happening in Cambodia is one of the strangest forced migrations in history. Phnom Penh was a city of over 2 million people, a population equal to that of Cleveland, Ohio, and now it's empty.
We overheard that they killed soldiers, the government, officers, all those students that high educated.
Before the war started, my dad was the principal of Chinese school, and so my dad pretended that he was uneducated.
I only think the next hour, the next day, because there's no hope at all.
The regime emptied Phnom Penh of millions of people, forcing them into rural labor camps and killing thousands.
They make us work from 5 to 5 every day. Cambodia is like more than 100 degrees every day. The sun is very, very hot. It's very easy to get sick. And they don't care. Whoever lazy, kill.
You're forced to go to work in the rice field. They use those rice to buy weapons instead of feeding their people.
The whole family, we only have one little bowl of rice. We have to share 9 people.
It's not enough to go on the next day and work in the field.
People die right in front of me.
所以我想看这个死人呢，睡在一起，的 dead body 都手脚都上来了，我们都很臭，和他们一起睡。
At first, we all together. When after like a year and a half, they split us.
They separated children from their family.
The family, we all separate. You don't even hear what they doing. Are they fine? Are they sick?
I ran home a few times. My father actually was threatened by one of the leaders, saying that if I caught your daughter running home again, then the family will get killed. So he ran after me with a butcher knife, threatened to kill me because he had to do it in front of them to show them that he's not encouraging me to run home. Well, I thought he was serious, so I never came home. We were separated for 5 years. I thought maybe they're dead. They probably thought I was dead. I was 7 years old.
I was 11 years old.
I was 18 years old.
You would think after 30 years you don't remember, but you do. That moment.
So 我家里很惨，我哥哥死，我弟弟也是死，所以现在只存我一个人。
Cambodia's militarism was even too much for its one-time ally and neighbor, Vietnam. Saying Cambodia threatened its borders, Vietnam helped overthrow Pol Pot. Since January 7th, the Hanoi-backed government has been in power. Vietnamese troops are everywhere, patrol the streets, run the city.
The soldier came to the area and say, hey, you guys are free. Let's get out. My God, we're going to have our future now. The government of Thailand, they send the people come pick us up. They put us in a little camp, which is like 15,000 people, and we said, okay, we're not going to die anymore. We like to be born. Finally, I see light, because Cambodia, there's no light for all those years. We live in dark.
When we got to the border of Thailand, the Red Cross were there. I don't know who these people, who they are, but for me, it was just happy to see food. My mom and dad came and picked me up from children's camp. And I don't know how they found me, but we just want to get out. My parents just want to get out.
As a wife of the President of the United States, I can only say that I want to go home and do all I can to mobilize our people and see that we do all that we possibly can to help the situation here.
Red Cross say, so we're willing to keep you out. Which country do you want to go? My dad say, we don't want to go anywhere but America. I want to take all my kids to America.
All over the world, there are refugees searching for freedom. And whenever you think back on the history of our country, you'll recognize that our nation is a nation of immigrants. We're a nation of refugees.
When the plane take off, I looked it down there, I said, goodbye, Cambodia. I will not come back to Cambodia again.
I do not know where's America. All I know that my mom said that Uncle Ted are waiting for us, and I asked her, who's Uncle Ted?
I received a phone call from the U.S. Embassy in Bangkok. My relationship with them is very good, very close, because I was a major in the army. My family knew that I survived, and they want me to sponsor them. The embassy asked me, Ted, can you sponsor them? I said, yeah, of course. They will all come at the same time. My both sister, my mother, and my father, children, and everybody come in the same big group.
When we landed to LAX, I was just looking everywhere, taking in everything, you know. Big, tall people, white people, blonde hair, blue eyes. I mean, they are so tall, and I'm like a tiny little girl.
When I see them walk out from the airport, I couldn't recognize them because they're so skinny, just skin and bone.
The house, the road, the freeway, cars, you name it, everything just different. I mean, it's almost like a dream. When we got there, I ran down in the house and I opened the refrigerator. It's like, oh my God, there's food. And we couldn't stop eating. We're eating all his food. Auntie Christy would have to buy more food, constantly going grocery. I remember she saying, God, you guys been starving.
First day, I was in San Francisco. I got a jacket and I got a green card. I don't know anything. I did not know what's an apple. I don't know what's pennies. I did not have anything. When I want to go to the store, I have no money to take a bus. I have to walk. I did not have money to buy a shoe. But I feel like I'm a brand new person. Like, oh, I'm not gonna die. I'm so happy. I have my own freedom. I'm willing to work hard for my life. It's not too late. I was only 17 and a half.
I sponsor more than 100 families.
我来到美国啊，想我什么都是做，要洗这个厕所也是可以，我不管了，我就要活下来了。
I'm looking for a job. Anything, cleaning or whatever. We just get any job that we can get.
My dad, he's interested to do the donut business. So my dad decided to look for Ted Noy because everybody go to him.
So everybody come to me, say, hey, let's go learn from Uncle Ted. So I see opportunities here, because there's such big demand.
我不知道，我就要donut不知道，他懂，所以我来向他学习，呀，每天都做。
Everybody come to learn, and I pay for airfare, and I give them food, I give them lodging. I just want to see them successful.
That very first night, I remember, my dad did not rest at all. I said, where are you going? And he said, well, I'm going to go with Uncle Ted to go to work.
Imagine going to any other country where you don't know the culture, the language, or anything else. How do you survive? My father gave them that opportunity.
We don't know nothing. We don't know the culture. We don't know the food. But he allows me to get close to him to learn so quick.
In 1980, he came to look for me, and he said, Uncle, I heard about your name, and I want to be successful like you. So I said, I want to train you to be a baker. If you know how to bake, then you don't have to take care of payroll, then you can run the whole store. If you don't know how to bake, forget it. And he make a good donut, and he saved a lot of money. Then he want to open his own store.
I opened up Mike's Donut in 1981.
More people demanding shop. Me and Christy, we talk among ourselves. Then we create leasing program. One store, after overhead, we make $7,000 net. I lease out for $3,000. Let family make $4,000. I only lease it to Cambodian American.
没想到我来这边做这个老板，BC Donut 老板。
After a few years, my parents saved up and they bought their own first donut shop. They have to figure out a name. And so because we all love roses, they named Rose Cafe. My mom, my dad did help quite a bit of people when they settled here. They just give them an opportunity.
The first donut shop I was run by Ted Noy's sister, Rose Donut. I knew less than 10 words of English. Hi, hello, thank you, goodbye. Pointed, that's all I know. And I learned only the donut name. But back in those times, there's no more than 10 items. It's only glaze, sugar, chocolate, glaze twist, sugar twist, chocolate twist, bear claw, apple fritter, cinnamon roll. That's it.
I always thinking about expanding. Never have time to relax. My full mind every day is to think about how to get more shops.
So you help one family, and then they bring their relatives, and then they open up more shops and more shops.
It spread like wildfire, so fast.
I remember 25 donut shops,
52.
Over 52 donut shops? Oh, wow.
I think I have 65 shops.
Ted becomes really surprisingly wealthy off of these donut shops that he leases to other Cambodians. At one time, he estimates his wealth as something like $20 million.
We're making good money, yeah, because we lease all the donut shops, Some of them 3,000, 5,000 each.
I enjoy making money here. By 1985, I make about 100,000 net every month. They call me Donut King.
I realized that we were pretty wealthy when we moved to Mission Viejo.
It's expensive house. It cost me $2 million.
This is my master bedroom. This is the bathroom and the living room.
That's so beautiful.
It was a great house. 3 stories. It was amazing.
At school, I was referred to as the kid with the elevator. How many of you have an elevator in the house, right?
Can you believe it? Swimming pool next to the lake, old boat dock. It's beautiful.
My dad loves people and he loves entertaining. We had parties all the time.
Every month, they invite us to the house to make special food for us.
Every weekend, people come visit all the time, non-stop.
I remember people coming in and out, different people living with us. Strange people, like, why are they here, Mom?
And there was a Cambodian dance troupe that was touring, and they ran out of money.
I feel sorry for these kids, so I invite everybody, 50 of them, come to live in that home. We have to feed them 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You can imagine how chaotic it was, you know, there's people everywhere.
I told them, whatever you enjoy, do it. They jump to the lake, they use my boat, food, everything.
My parents definitely enjoyed the fruits of their labor.
We have fun because Chris and I love to travel.
Life was good.
We bought a Cadillac, but later Christy said, how about change to the Mercedes? So we went to Europe to pick up a Mercedes from Stuttgart, Germany, and we shipped to California, and we both love it.
Oh, what a memory.
And he's made millions of dollars from donuts. Elizabeth Anderson has the story.
A man who didn't know the difference between glazed or sprinkled Ning Yen now manufactures and distributes supplies to donut shops throughout the Western states. 2/3 are owned by Cambodians.
In 80s, it's only one distribution company. It's very hard to get the credit to buy their product. So me and Ted, nephew, Bun Tao, start a small distribution company. Then I started banana packaging.
We supply all the ingredients and boxes to Cambodian American donut owner.
Cambodia store open up like 100 stores every month, growing that fast.
Growing up in California, I knew, in I guess kind of a naive way, that everybody who owned a mom and pop donut shop was Asian.
Every day we get a new account.
One of the struggles we had was that we would train them, and when they had enough money, then they would go and compete with us.
Donuts have come full circle. Winchell's dominated donut land with their West Coast 40s icon. Now they're down to 300 stores compared to 2,500 Cambodian shops.
They train me, and now they're falling one by one. Of course, I feel very sad, but that's the way of life. You know, the competition is good for the country. It makes the country strong.
We have some individuals that come over, get successful, and then they help others really be successful. And that's really what's happened with the Cambodians.
The donut shop is a good business for them to start with because they all have kids.
Every day at 4 a.m., Molly Van Hong begins baking donuts to help the entire Hong family work.
We basically work every single day, all of us, to be successful, to live comfortable here in America.
There were an awful lot of Asian immigrants that had started their own independent donut shops. That was sobering for me.
Dunkin' was losing market share to the Cambodian donut shop owners, which could operate much more efficiently, much cheaper than the big corporation could. So they realized they just didn't have what it takes to dominate in that market.
Dunkin' had to make at least 50,000 a month for survive, and Cambodian also make 10,000 they can survive.
Dunkin' had really been driven out of the state, and it was the Cambodian donut shop owners, the mom and pops, that had done it.
Anything Ted doing very success.
My dad was very active in the Republican Party.
I have a lot of connection to the top. They all know me. When he come to America, I said, I have to pay back. Most important is helping, country grow by doing business. Imagine a man with nothing, penniless, come to the most powerful country in the world. And he built something. This guy can change the market. In 1991, President Bush Sr. flew from the White House to California to give me a presidential award for achieving American dream. And I felt so proud. In Cambodia, it's a different country. Only the rich people can become more rich, but the poor, the chance to become rich is very seldom, like impossible. We are on the road on the way to Tisipot. I was born here in 1941. I was born poor. We live in the wooden house, and the floor is right to the dirt. So sometimes we see some snake, and it's scary, but that's how the poor people live. My mother, she is Chinese. She moved to Cambodia at 18 years old. I was 5 years old when my father left, and my poor mother, she did not speak any Khmer language, so that makes it very hard on her. So living is very hard because we're lacking of everything. I always come here to pick up my mother. My mother have to make a hard living.
他母亲是走私的，因为一早上就9点火车来了，母亲就去坐火车去这个598的泰国边境啊，去买东西拿来卖的。
She fell twice from the train, right? But stand up again, do again, because she have no choice. I learned a lot from her, the fight for survival. She is working so hard. She's trying to save as much as she can. Not for her, but for children, the education.
从7岁、8岁、9岁、10岁时常打篮球，一起打。马术王都是知道他的名字 Ted Lloyd。他的头脑比我好，他读得很快。
My mother, I know she saved some money. She asked me to leave home because she wanted me to have a brighter future. That's how I end up at Walter High School. I must work and study hard. I want to learn more things, what the world can offer. Sugantini was my classmate. She sit in a couple row in front of me. To me, she's so beautiful, and I fall in love.
I didn't notice him, because there's so many guys, and we don't talk to guys,
After rain, the whole city is so quiet. I start growing the fruit. My balcony, is right across street from the big villa. That's the villa of Christie.
You cannot see each other, but when it's quiet, everything quiet, you can hear it.
One day, she sent her maid from the villa to send me a note. Say, you grow a very nice fruit.
We don't really speak. We just write back and forth.
The last note I wrote to her said, you know what, how about if some night I jump into your room? She replied, what happened if you jump to the wrong room? You jump to my mother's room.
He's from a poor family, so it's just no way that my parents gonna let us be together,
他知道他父亲是大官，是有权利在这个柬埔寨啊。他的岳父说不可以，你不要来我这家，你来我这家我杀掉你。
It was 2 or 3 o'clock after heavy rain. I was up the roof and looked at downstairs bound, dog and police and security everywhere. I just sit there quiet for maybe 5 minutes. Say, well, should I go back home or should I continue? It's so scary.
我说他胆大，没有人是这样大胆的。
I opened the door. I cannot see her face. I don't know that's her or her cousin or sister. I have no clue.
And then he come and put my mind, said, don't scream.
I said, don't worry. I will hide under the bed. I stayed there for 45 days.
我不敢的，所以他很大胆的。
There's 2 reasons that I go after her. Number 1, she's so beautiful. I definitely love her with all my heart. But secondly, I found my life is hopeless. So I think, well, maybe it's a chance. If I'm not succeed, I get killed, so that's the end of my life. But if I succeed, then I get a beautiful woman as my wife, and I can climb up the ladder, and my life is not so difficult.
I was so young. All I want to be is with him.
We cut our finger.
We swear to each other to be together forever.
We swear that we do not betray each other. In lifetime, maybe chance come to you 1 or 2 times, that's it. It won't happen daily. There's a risk, but we have to have courage. Just don't let the good chance slip away.
What we've done only prepares us for what we're going to do. Let me just say, good habits are hard to break.
I don't remember who took us there, but it was amazing. Lots of lights and everything was so beautiful.
It's completely different from where we live and where we work. So and exciting. Just like the first time I tasted donut.
My dad was amazed by Las Vegas.
First trip we did not gamble anything, just see the show, and a couple of nights we come home. And the second time, I just try a little bit on the table.
We're enjoying the largest increase in real after-tax personal income since World War II.
Just all start with blackjack.
Start small.
Bet $5, $10.
He learned really fast. I don't know anything. I never gamble. My family never gamble.
He even taught me, like, hey, here's how you make money.
Not everyone is fortunate enough to know my technique of how to make a lot of money.
You win, you double down. You lose, you double down again.
He got to know the pit boss, and they give him free room, free food. Then he starts going and going.
The illusion has become real. And the more real it becomes, the more desperate they want it.
He just disappeared somewhere in the casino, you know, until late at night.
Because I am a high roller, they give me a 20 ticket for Mike Tyson boxing. I was there when he fight. Even though yeah, I was there. So funny.
He seems so excited. He doesn't sleep all day, all night.
Every time they invite me as a VIP, they give me a suite, a $2,000 a night room.
We're going to keep the mighty engine of this nation revved up.
It's not tired.
When you win, you cannot sit still, you cannot sleep. Oh, it feels so good.
To each one of you, I say, you ain't seen nothing yet.
We're going to be truthful, right? Yeah, he wasn't the perfect man. He was just, I don't know what was wrong with him.
In 3 words, excitement, money, and greed.
When he wins, he's so happy. And we're all so happy for him. But when he lost a lot of money, he's in a very bad mood.
每个月都入几10万块，
钱太多，
钱太多，无聊，没事，去拉斯维加。
It just got worse and worse, and he's always hide it from me.
And one time, we flew to Vegas, and he dropped us off at Circus. Gave us like $20 each, and we had a blast all day. He got to gamble, and we got to play games. And so, on the way home, he went and bought some fish from the store.
Told my mom, like, oh, we had so much fun. We look at all this fish that we got.
And Grandma's like, hey, these fish seem like frozen. So Grandma knew.
Who would go through all of that just to get to Vegas for 7 hours? But he did.
When I really want to gamble, I disappear. I pretend to order supply or collect money, but then I fly to Las Vegas.
I go look for him many times.
Because she knows which casino is the favorite casino to go to. So my mom dropped me off and run in there looking for him.
One time in the Mirage, I saw them coming. I went behind the slot machine. I feel so much pain, but I cannot show my face.
We would finally find him, drive him back home, and then he would cause a lot of trouble.
We fight. He throws things. He break the coffee table glass and stuff. Kick the door and this and that. But they all go hiding in their room.
It's a devil. It's a monster. It's a monster in me.
I always forgave him, but then he never stopped. He do it again and again and again.
It just draw you to go to the table. You cannot say no. You took my money, I want to chase my money back. Badly. If I lose 100, I want 200-300 back. The more you chase, the more it's gone. The bad and compulsive gambler, they do whatever it takes to get money and go to the table.
Ted said, okay, you want a store, you got to have $20,000 to deposit in order for me to find a store for you.
People trust me that whatever I say to them, I thought they listen to me. Because people need a shop. And if I need 20,000, they will give me 20,000.
To save for 10,000, 20,000, it's not easy. I work from 7 a.m. to like 10 o'clock at night. Every day I make 1,000 shirts I make $10 a day. I worked so hard for 3 years in order to save the $20,000 to deposit to take more.
Need money to gamble because I have no more money. The money I collect already gone. So I even borrow money from financing my house.
He cheat all these people. You can say he helped, but he want to get something back. Not free at all. That's why easy come, easy go.
Cambodian community is very tight-knit, very small. Everyone knew he was a gambler.
He would do anything for money.
He used to go to the donut shops and said, let me borrow $50,000 and I will pay you back next month. If I don't, then you can have the donut shop. So when he doesn't pay back, the donut shop belongs to them now. It doesn't belong to my dad and my mom anymore. And my mom never knew this.
They force my signature all the time, even on my own account. What can I do? If I report it, it goes to jail, right? I cannot do that. I just have to live with it.
They lost all these donut shops because of gambling. And she didn't have control over that.
One day my parents said, hey, I need you to go to Bakersfield or something tomorrow with us. We're selling the last donut shop and it's in your name. The next day, drove up there, met some Cambodian people, and they paid us in cash, $85,000. We jumped in the car and started driving home.
My son drove the car so fast.
I was going maybe 60 or something.
There's a police car in the front. I told my son, don't ever pass that car.
I'm going the speed limit, so, you know, it's a big deal.
He didn't listen, he's too young. And he passed.
He pulled us over. And they had the guns drawn at us. We're like, what the hell is going on? They handcuffed all three of us and took us to the CHP substation. And we're sitting there, you know, waiting.
I didn't make payment for last 6 months. So they report that car is a stolen car.
In the meantime, there's $85,000 in a Carl Jr. brown paper bag in the back in the trunk. My parents, you know, were scared to say anything because obviously, who walks around with $85,000 in cash?
After everything's clear, I said, I have cash in the trunk.
5 minutes later, someone called back in and said, yeah, there's no money in the trunk. I remember seeing my mom just bust out in tears.
I really need that money and it's gone.
Lost all his donut shops, filed bankrupt.
The house on the lake went into foreclosure. We owned it for 9 or 10 years and they had to walk away from it and gave it all up.
I miss this big house so much.
It's hard to believe that he could allow that to happen when he came to this country with nothing, you know, absolutely nothing.
我很可惜他，我骂他，在心里骂他。我的操守就是我骂他，在心里说你傻，你本来在这边发展的几百万大富翁在这边。
My parents went back to Cambodia. They were done.
A lot of things come back to me. Before the war, Cambodia is a beautiful country. Everywhere is green. It reminds me of my childhood, the love story that I have with Christy. And I thought I can change myself.
And we've been together for so long, and we have a lot of things together. So if I leave him, what I'm gonna do, you know? I never been by myself.
My mom came to visit us, and my dad had an affair.
I denied, I said no, but let's be honest, I do have a little affair.
Why do I hang out with him for so long, you know? For what? Finally, that's the last thing for me. Why went to court here, filed divorce?
My dad was on his own. We didn't want to have anything to do with him anymore. Took care of our mom, and yeah, she's been through a lot. A lot.
Even if you're her. I lost everything. Believe me, everything.
That's 1 chili, 2 chilies, 3 chilies, 4 chilies.
The more the better. Spicy.
Literally no measurements, just eyeballing.
Would you want measurement? I cannot do it because that's how I cook.
Home cooking is the best cooking. I'm super lucky to have my mom. She'll get up if she's sleeping or tired or whatever just to make sure that I'm well fed. And I think that's definitely her love language. It's food.
When you care someone, you always, want to make sure, good food for them, take good care of them.
My mom, she's a certain type of way. She's a fighter.
DK's Donut, it was owned by Maylee's dad's parents. They bought the store 1981. I took over 1988 with my ex-husband, Maylee's dad. Today, I'm 56, and I still put 10 to 12 hours every day. I get up, my knees hurt, my hands hurt. But I have to stand up and go, The store, need me. I don't want my kid to work hard like me.
My parents, they wanted to give us everything that they didn't have. We had a house, we had cars, I got to go to private Catholic school.
I want my kid to have good education because I never been to any school at all.
I went to UCSD from 2008 to 2012, and I came back, and my brother and my mom, they're like, hey, we need some help at DK's. Do you want to come help us? And I thought DK's was always going to be plan B.
The old generation back in my time, 80% already retired. They don't want to do it anymore. I told my kid, I said, can you guys do it? Please, mom needs to take off.
A lot of the old donut shops with the original first generation owners, they're all run down. And the signs are all yellow. Just looks very old and outdated.
Do one of the glaze. Yeah, do the maple one and then the chocolate one. That's it. Before, when I was younger, I would always love doing this, and then I actually started working here, and then I hated doing this. But it's not that bad. It's just tedious. It gives me memories, flashbacks and stuff like that when I was younger. Because when I was 5, me and my brother, we used to make boxes together. So I would try to race him.
That cheap labor force that the mom and pops had in the 1970s, 1980s has kind of gone away.
The donut business is not an easy business. I was introduced to the shop very young. I can remember my dad picking me up from school, kindergarten, and bringing me here to come help him. I honestly resented my parents for that.
Right now I'm at junior college. I think everyone's kind of rooting for me to take it over. But of course I kind of want to do other things too, so right now I'm just trying to figure it out.
In some ways, the Cambodian donut shop owners have been victims of their own success. Their children are well educated, they're professionals, and they don't want to be in the kitchen baking donuts anymore. So it's been very hard for the mom and pops to continue that legacy because of that.
I do think there's more opportunity in massing together and building a brand than there is in a lot of these independent operations.
Duncan's moved in across the street, literally right across the street from Rose's, and we were very worried.
This time, Duncan's coming back swinging. They're trying to establish a huge footprint, which is a big difference from their first push in the 1980s.
Dunkin' Donuts just opened here. There is a line all the way down the street.
They're opening tons and tons of locations to try to establish that critical mass that's necessary for a big chain to survive in California.
We're going to open up about 50 of those this year. And the question all the time is, when are you going to California?
So far this year, Dunkin's has surged higher and higher.
The consumer and the franchisees are responding incredibly well to this.
We've had competitors move in, but they weren't donut shops.
There's a lot more Easterners now in California. People who are addicted to Dunkin' Coffee and to the brand and to its donuts.
And it had that name, it had the money, and I was concerned. I was very concerned.
Your money matters, and your favorite mom and pop shop may be in danger.
A local donut shop owner now fearing for the life of his business.
We're seeing growth, hundreds of stores every year. Some independents have closed down based on our investigation, but we're taking share from those independents.
The first day that they opened, actually, that was our busiest day in history. Still to this day. We had customers wait in a long line that wrapped around the building just to show us support.
I passed Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts to come here.
I was like, oh my goodness, like we needed more people that day. It was crazy.
These donuts are amazing, seriously.
Usually we're busy for a couple hours, like nonstop, but it was like the whole day. Honestly, makes me start crying every time. Like,
one of the reasons that mom and pops have been able to hang on against this corporate onslaught from big brands like Dunkin' Donuts is that the community really has come out in support of them.
I've been coming to Rose's since 1995. I prefer to come here than any other donut store. There are no donuts better than Rose's.
And we're still kicking it, even with like all these other corporations moving in. I know Starbucks moved in, we're still around. The Habit Bill moved in, we're still around. Dunkin's moved in, we're still around.
When they first came in, we see a lot of opportunity. Easy for us to just work hard, make money, you know. Now it's 21st century. I think the donut shop have a lot of room to grow. But you have to be willing to change.
And so I came back and I worked, and I started to think that to really support my family, there needed to be something innovative to separate it from being just this normal donut shop on the corner.
Nowadays, you have to upgrade your store and your food.
Okay. So it started off simply with the logo. And then with the logo, it was like, why don't we do social media?
Glaze waterfall. Instagrammable donuts. Thanks for all the hearts, guys.
And let's start creating all these new experience type things. We have over 120 different kinds of donuts in the showcase.
I love the donuts, they're so fresh.
Yeah, this guy right here, he helps me.
Shelby! I just saw you on live, and I was like, I want a donut.
Did it make you really want a donut?
Yeah, it did. My mom wanted to see me too.
Oh my god, your mom. Yeah. Your mom was watching?
Yeah.
Gotta get that recipe. Flour, butter, salt, and sugar is a recipe.
Around 2013-ish, DK just exploded. And it happened overnight.
I am a police officer, so we have to eat donuts. You can tell. Spelt.
We just took advantage of the demand of this amazing donut croissant pastry.
They've been queuing for hours under the rain, all for a taste of the latest food craze in New York, the cronut.
The cronut?
The cronut craze is sweeping New York City, but there's only one place to get your hands on this sweet, flaky croissant donut hybrid, Dominic Onsel's Bakery in Manhattan.
Maylee, she told me, okay, Mom, there's a guy from Dallas, which is, I don't know who's Dallas. Just pack 6 cronuts, he will pick it up. And I say, Maylee, I haven't made money yet. She said, Mom, just make 6 and give it to him. He will be here at 10 o'clock. This guy's so rude. Not even say thank you. I didn't get paid. The next morning, he released the news. The cronut has arrived to Santa Monica.
The phone would just not stop ringing. Like, do you have this? Do you have this? The cronut. And I immediately call my family and I'm like, something's happening. I was like, I think I did something.
I told Maylee, come on, let's go for it. We don't have much chance. We hit jackpot. We have to work hard, okay? Don't go anywhere. Don't take vacation. Just try it.
And then Dominic Ansel, who was the originator of the cronut, sent us a cease and desist letter. And, my mom looked at it and we're like, we didn't steal your recipe.
I make my own recipe cream, and everybody like it. And there's no teacher at all. This is from my mind, and nobody can copy that cream. We have people coming from all over the world just to have that cronut. When I walk out from the DK, my feet is like flying. When I sleep, my hands still squeezing the cream, still feeling the cream. After that, I really appreciate Maylee. Oh, you did it right.
3 more donut boxes.
All right. I never intended to take over the business at all. I got a college degree in marketing, and that helped me build the business a little bit. We try to make things pleasing to the eye because people want to take pictures and post it on the social media.
Unicorn donut. Fruity Pebble. Cookie Monster.
I'm always looking for inspiration anywhere I can find it. And I was just on my phone. I saw the poopy guy smiling, looking into my eyes, and I never thought in my wildest dreams that it would be the most popular donut to date.
There's all of this innovation in the donut space right now where people are really bringing this creativity to the process of making donuts, and people are responding. It's like hip to go get a donut.
Donut Lovers Paradise in downtown LA.
The second annual Donut Festival.
More than 3,000 tickets to this event, free schools.
Everyone has a favorite donut and donut shop, but at this festival, bakers from the west side to Whittier bring their wares to you.
I've seen so much donuts and candy stuff. Hey, guys, have to get a box.
Who eats donuts? Well, even the skinny girls eat donuts. Even the bodybuilders eat donuts. People who work at the city eat donuts. Everybody eats donuts, whether they'd like to admit it or not.
Go ahead.
Any ingredient under the sun is on a donut today. And so you're seeing a whole new industry evolve of gourmet donut shops throughout the United States.
If bacon chips and maple flavoring is something the consumer wants, we're never too arrogant not to borrow a great idea.
Donuts are my life. It's not easy. It's hard work.
The younger generation's taken over. In the 80s, it just your old traditional donuts. It's different now. So you have to step up a few notches in order to survive.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here at DK's Donuts and Bakery in Santa Monica, California, and I have a very special guest. This person is my great Uncle Ted. He is a legend. Here he is.
Hello.
He is here all the way from Cambodia. Ted, this guy right here, opened up 70 donut shops up and down Southern and Northern California, and he gave Cambodian refugees a chance to really make it in America.
对他借钱玩多少也不会生气，是因为想到以前他帮我。
Yeah, I always wanted to like meet him in real life, about like what he looks like in person, and like try to ask him questions about like the truth behind all these stories and stuff like that.
别人也是想算得过去了。
Two young men baking the donuts. Two young 80 years old.
This is chocolate soup emoji donuts.
Oh.
People just look at donuts as just being a sweet treat. To us, it's more than that.
To me, I'm very grateful for him. Otherwise, a lot of refugees come here, they don't have a job. They don't know what to do.
Uncle Ted brought us here, and I don't think we would be owning donut shop, and we may not even able to come out from Red Cross in the camp in Thailand.
I feel like I have a nightmare. It's not real at all. The life that I have now is real, and I never want to think about that nightmare. I think about from now to the future. I'm proud of myself that I did everything, I built everything, and I'm very successful now.
John, can I have a glazed donut? Well, I never have this, so I want to try this.
I got to take a little bit of what my parents did, that American dream, that hustle, and really like make them proud and see how far can we take this.
Everybody tried Donut King's donut.
I mean, that's all a footprint of what my dad provided from first generation, second or third generation. It's all evolved, but they wouldn't be here without my dad.
Donut time!
I think it's very important for me to say hi to everybody and say, I'm sorry, I have remorse for hurting them.
When I took over the Rose Donut, I was working like 18 hours a day.
Yeah, I know. Right now I feel very peaceful. I want to be a regular, ordinary person. I want to live humble, to live simple, and until I'm gone from this earth.
The United States has had a long tradition of opening its doors to immigrants from all countries. We're a country built by immigrants from all areas of the world.
Someone told me that there's a 5,000 private donut shop, but Cambodia own 95% of them. So I'm so proud of my countrymen.
In one way or another, all of us are immigrants. And the strength of America over the years has been our diversity. And the people that we're welcoming today are individuals who can contribute significantly to our society in the future. They are people of talent. They are industrious. They are individuals who want freedom. And I believe they will make a contribution now and in the future to a better America.
Chocolate donut.